Okay, you guys, welcome to another Team Prosperity training. Today, we're going to get into some things that will help you with your business. Just real quick, we always want to do a quick recap of the last week, which last week we talked about and trained on the second part of our debt to wealth system, which is replacing and becoming the bank. So once again, if you or any of your agents need access to that, it's in the Facebook group. It was emailed out. It was put on the YouTube channel. That's there. Once again, once you help eliminate the bank's profit, you can take the bank's position in arbitrage, offset, and wealth creation. This week, what we're going to be talking about is ways to improve your business. And first of all, we're going to be talking about business management. What are the 4 types of planning? And really, what do those mean for your business and why are those important? We're going to go through some business tips for success. And then we're going to finish up with understanding how to go from maybe an average or a low performer to above average performer. So the 4 types of business management planning that you need to know about. Number 1 is time management. Remember, you're either going to run the day or the day is going to run you. So you have what you're trying to achieve, what your plans are, what your projects are, what your priorities are, your to-do list, your task. You have things that you have to do every single day. Make sure you get those things done. And the way that you make sure you get those things done is through effective time management. So one of the things that we do is make sure that we get out of our own way, that we give ourselves a chance to be successful by doing things that we need to do on a daily basis. So time management is one of the 4 managements. Energy management. Along with your time management, you need energy management. Why is this? Because you may have done a presentation 100, 200, 300 times, who knows? But it's going to be the first time that you ever have been in front of that person. It's the first time that person's ever going to hear your presentation to a client, your presentation to a partner, your training, whatever it might be. So your energy management is as important as time management. Why? Because if you have low energy, nobody's going to buy into you, buy into your products or services or your ability to help them get to their own personal goals. Well, it's not that you're not going to feel the same every day. Some days you're going to feel great. Some days you're going to feel terrible. Some days you have personal problems. All of these things go into our day-to-day life. However, when you're in the batter's box, so to speak, and you're presenting or you're training or you're working with partners or clients, your energy has to be high because once again, low energy is not going to create any type of inspiration, motivation, or desire to take the call to action or the next action step that you're inviting or that you're laying out. Performance management. This is something that I think a lot of people neglect. Remember, when you are talking about performance management, how efficient are you with your business? What are your goals? Are you hitting those or you're not hitting those? Do you even have goals? How are you going to improve? And what's the scope that you're trying to take on? Remember, there's different roles in this business. We have a buffet style business model where you can pick and choose on a partner side and our clients can pick and choose what they need. But you have to know what you're doing, how well you're doing it, and how close or how far away you're getting to your goals so you know how to measure, you know how to reflect, and you know how to improve. And then the last part is mission management. This is also something that gets heavily neglected because we're always thinking about really ourselves, paying our bills, building our assets, building our, all the things that we do on our personal financial plan. You have to get connected down to your mission. Why? Because your mission is going to help you with the other parts of the management. It's going to help with energy management. It's going to help with time management because when you get dialed into your mission and you start to understand what you can do for yourself, what you can do for your clients, what you can do for your partners, it should be inspirational and it should motivate you to go out and propel you to action. If it's not doing that, you're probably in the wrong place. If this stuff is not exciting to you, if you don't see the ability to help other people, probably in the wrong business because our business is a contact business and a people business, but it's also about getting you what you want by helping other people get what they want. And then when you wrap all that up, the 4 managements comes down to a kind of like a 5th subset, which is daily management. What you do on a daily basis is going to have a determining factor on whether you are doing well in your business, whether you're not doing well in your business, or whether you're going to have a business in the future. You probably want what your other clients want, what your other partners want. So the first thing you have to do when you understand your daily management is really understanding what you want. A lot of this is going to be generalities. So yes, we want time freedom. We want financial freedom. We want lifestyle freedom. These are the same things your partners want. These are the same things your clients want. How do you get that? Well, a virtual business can already afford you some lifestyle freedom, right? So what you need to do is understand what you have right now and what you're going to build into, and then how are you going to get to financial freedom? How are you going to get to lifestyle freedom? Your activity can't be random. And this is why we press you guys to build personas. Because if you're out there trying to be the chameleon, having random conversations with random people that create random outcomes, you're going to be tired and you're not really going to see the results that you would if you were dialed into a persona. If I have a persona and I have messages that resonate with that persona that gets them raising their hand, I'm just going to continually craft that persona until I know them probably better than they know themselves. So yes, the activity and the action is important, but the intention behind that action is as important or not even more important than the action. And then once again, we just talked about this, but how close or how far away are we? Do we have targets? Do we have objectives? If we don't have these things, then we don't know. We have no idea what's going on. We're like a dog chasing its tail. We're hoping that all of this activity that we're doing is going to measure into something. But what is it measuring into? What are your targets? What are your objectives? And how close or how far away are we getting from those? Because that will allow you to improve your business. And then once you improve your own business, you can go out and you can manage people. You can help people get out of their own way and teach them exactly what you did to trailblaze the path. Let's get into some business tips for success, because I want you guys to walk away from these trainings with something that you can immediately implement in your business to get some immediate results or some immediate upgrades or improvements in your business. So the first thing you have to think of and understand when you're talking to partners, when you're talking to yourself, when you're talking to clients, is success is very, very, very messy. It's not a straight line. And that's what it really looks like to the right-hand side. So you need to understand that for yourself. You need to attract partners that understand it's going to take some grit to get to the finish line. And then your customers and your clients, you need to understand that if we're going to be debt-free in 5.8 years, we're going to take the bank's position, we're going to create that. That means that we have to do what we have to do in order to get to the finish line. So for yourself, for partners and clients, understand what success looks like and understand it's not going to be a straight road. The road less traveled sure has a lot of stones in it. So when you're trailblazing a path, when you're creating for other people, it's going to get messy sometimes. So once again, look for people that are eager for success, not just eager for success, but understanding what success takes, understanding the grit, understanding the persistence, understanding the organization, everything that comes along with being successful at what we do. You need to learn how to reach customers in more ways. I've used this example before in training, but I was watching a Shark Tank episode a while back, and their whole 100% of their advertising, they make millions of dollars a year with their product, but their whole advertising was 100% on Facebook. As soon as they heard that, several people were out. Why? It's a one-legged stool. We teach a one-legged retirement stool can't stand. Why would you think a one-legged marketing stool would stand? You need to find out where your customers are, and then you need to reach them in multiple ways. Not to get off topic, but you can create a Google account, an ads account, and never spend a dime and learn about your persona. It will tell you what websites they go to, what publications they're reading, all of these things, and you can start to identify these are where the doctors are, these are where the attorneys are, these are where the contractors are, whatever it is. Dial into your persona, find out where they are, reach them with a message that resonates, but you have to have a highway, not a one-lane road. If you do, and you're successful at that one-lane road, your business is in jeopardy, because as soon as that one-lane road has roadblocks, obstacles, or closures, your business is going to fold up. Use a specific approach to time management. Remember, time management is one of the 4 plannings, right? It's one of the 4 planning managements. So you have to have the bookends. What are the 2020 bookends? These are things that you need to get done, but they don't have to get done in the meat of the day. The meat of the day is contacting, following up, doing the sales presentations, recruit, all of these things. The bookends can be things like emails and doing blog articles and things like that. But in that meat of the day, outside of those bookends, you have to do the things during the normal business activity time frame to get the revenue, get the income coming into your business. We're not a charity. We're not doing this for free. You have goals, you have dreams, you have things that you're working on. That's where the 60% of your day is concentrated on. IPAs, income producing activities. We had a training on that a few weeks ago. If you need to go back and reference that for yourself or your agents, please do. You got to know your numbers, guys. There's another show on CNBC called The Profit, Marcus Lemonis, and most of the time people have failing businesses because they have no idea about their numbers. They have no idea how their business runs or what their profit margins are, what their costs are, or what's actually making money in their retail location. So you need to dig down deep into your numbers. Your numbers will tell you how you're winning or how you're losing, and you can go to your strengths, fix your weaknesses. And when we say fix your weaknesses, sometimes in our model, that just means passing it off to somebody else. Maybe I'm not so good at sales. Maybe I'm good at lead generation. I'll create the leads and I'll pass them off to someone else. Dig deep into your numbers. This is how you grow your business. This is how you become efficient. And this is how you're going to attract other people, high value, high talent people into your business. Create a business toolbox. So if you were a carpenter and you showed up with no saw, no hammer, none of the tools that you needed, could you build anything? No, right? So what makes you think that in a virtual business model, if you don't have the virtual tools that you need to create your business, you're not going to be able to create your business. So understand what you're trying to do, understand what needs to go in that toolbox, and go out and create the toolbox. Why are we creating the toolbox? It's for you, but it also helps distribution. If you can package something up together, hey, here's the tools that a new agent needs. Here's a Google file. I'm going to share it with you. Guys, that helps people get past the learning curve. That helps people get making money quicker. And it helps them get more independent quicker, because you don't want to be babysitting these people forever. You're going to hold their hand, and then you're going to mentor them, and they're going to become independent. In our model, once they become independent, you're still making money off of them. You still have a business relationship, still probably have a personal relationship, but they don't need you. That's what our model is about. It's about creating distribution, creating independent agency owners, and creating for ourselves a portfolio of those digital agencies that is an asset that's going to pay us income. You guys have to make strategic partnerships. It's not always about closing a partner or closing a sale. Sometimes it's about getting on and networking. I love to network way more than I love to sell or recruit. I love to talk to people about their business, what they're doing, what's going on in their life, because I know that if I can ask them enough questions and get them talking, I'm either going to be able to disqualify them, or I'm going to be able to find a way that I can interject myself with a value proposition that makes sense for them. So when you guys are on LinkedIn and people are selling you a LinkedIn system or doing that or doing that, doing this or doing that, I would get on the Zoom meetings with them. I would get on the phone with them. I would practice what we call the flip. Now, you're not trying to flip everybody, but that person that's selling you a LinkedIn system, they may have only been doing it for 2 weeks, 2 months, 90 days, whatever it might be. They might hate it. They might not like it. That job that they're in or whatever they're doing, they may hate their boss. They may hate the commute. So you don't understand what's going on in somebody's life until you get in front of them and talk to them. So don't shy away from other people and what they have to offer. Give them a chance to talk, ask questions, and then show your ability to help them in one or more various ways if appropriate. Build in your downtime. Remember, you have the 20/20 bookends for your time management. In the middle of the day, you have the meat of the day. Building your downtime doesn't mean contact somebody at 10 p.m. Eastern. It means that you're looking at your business from an entrepreneurial standpoint and a viewpoint, understanding that entrepreneurship is not a job, it's not a profession, it's a lifestyle. How do I make my business better? How do I make it better for my partners? How do I make it better for my clients? How do I get new tools? How do I get new marketing? Constantly be thinking about, how do I make my business better? Ask, share, know. What is this all about? It's basically about networking again, guys. Ask questions, share information. These are the things that, once again, going back to like social media and what we do there, it's not all about, force feeding somebody what you have to sell or an opportunity. It's about just being relevant. And it's about posting entertainment, education, whatever it might be. It's about people getting engaging with you. So remember, if you're at a cocktail party and you go around and you're forcing everybody on your product or your service, nobody's going to talk to you. You go up there and ask them questions, share information. It's a lot easier conversation. I tell you guys, it's like a blind date. If you can ask questions, you're going to get the information to either disqualify or qualify them for some way you can help them. Develop a strategic plan. What does that mean? Well, that means have a playbook, have a game plan. Think about a sports team if they had no playbook. Just do whatever they want to do. They're not ever going to win, right? Because the other team has a strategic playbook. They have things that they're going to run. You have a playbook for your business. And when you do, and you can have that strategic plan and execute that plan. It's a lot easier to understand how to grow, how to scale, and how to get other people to the places they need to be. You got to check the scoreboard. Remember, this is not a charity. You're not doing this for free. You want to get to the point where you can give back monetarily or with your time in the future. You get to that point by being financially free. How do you get financially free? You check the scoreboard. How's the score? Are you putting up points? Are you getting ahead of other people internally, externally? If you're putting up goose eggs on the scoreboard, then that goes back to the strategic plan. That goes back to daily activity planning and management. What are we doing? Because if we're having activity and not manufacturing anything, that's a fix. Just tell me what you're doing. I'll help you fix it. If the reason you're putting up zeros on here is because you're doing absolutely nothing, can't open your mouth. I can't type the email for you. I can't type the text. I can't type the direct message. If you are learning to talk to people and get people halfway interested, you have a bunch of other people in our network that can help you close deals, close the appropriate partners, and help you either build your business from a limited role or help you grow into those other roles as your business grows. Amazon made a huge company by focusing on the client and customer experience. If you do the same, you will probably build a very, very nice business. So once again, entrepreneurship is a lifestyle. One of the things that you're thinking about is, how do I make my client experience better? How do I make that client experience even better than it is now? Because if that's what you concentrate on and that's what you're dedicated to, along with some of the other stuff that you need to do to fix yourself, watch what happens with your business. And when you create a great client experience, what does that do? User-generated content, referrals. It attracts the right type of partners into your business. And then invest in yourself. That doesn't always mean financially. If you don't have funds to invest in yourself, that's okay. What we mean is invest time into learning and implementing that stuff that you learn into your business. If you're doing the same stuff you did 3 years ago into your business right now, that means you haven't invested into yourself. And that's a very easy fix. Once again, people think invest in terms of financial and money. It means learning. It means educating. It means implementing those things and getting better and better and better at what we do. And you always want to think ahead, not to next week, not to next quarter, but what's the next 3 years going to look like? What's the next 5 years going to look like? What's my exit strategy look like? If you don't think about the future is going to creep up on you. If you have no plan of action for the future, days, weeks, months, and they'll just all roll by. And all of a sudden it'll be 5, 6, 7, 10 years later, and you really haven't accomplished much. So understand where you're trying to go. Like driving, if you don't know that second location, the GPS, it's never going to get you there. Where are you trying to get to? What's the best route to get you there, your partners there, and your clients there? And then focus on social media. Whether you love or hate social media, your marketing plan is not done unless you incorporate social media. Once again, social media is not to drive stuff down people's throat. It's to be relevant, help people find you online. Yes, I'm a real person, and help you create engagement from potential prospects, from the community. Get the word out on what you do, how you help people at the right time, pepper in that stuff, and then being inclusive with the education, the entertainment. If it's on Facebook, share some personal stuff. Remember, people are going to buy into you before they buy into your product and service. Who are you? What are you saying online? And once again, online is not meant just to argue with people all day. You can argue with people 24 hours a day online and never make a dime. So understand those people that are spending their time arguing with other people online, they're not getting to their goals. And then my favorite, like I said, is network. If you learn to network, this business is very, very, very easy because A, you're showing interest in other people. And what is that going to do? It's going to build interest in what you do. It's one of the easiest ways to get your word out there, get your name out there, get your brand awareness out there, and get some results in by, once again, showing interest in other people, asking the right questions, and then interjecting yourself at the right point with value propositions on how you can help them get to their goals or accomplish what they're trying to accomplish. And then research your competitors, not just inside the industry, but outside the industry. What's working, what's not working. You can learn, just like from your strengths and weaknesses, you can learn from other people. If they're really good at what they're doing and they're really terrible at what they're doing online, you can learn from both of those people and improve your business. And then build a word of mouth business. How do you do that? Well, you do that by creating a great client experience, bringing in the right clients, bringing in the right partners. Don't try to force pieces that don't fit. And then asking. Remember, when we ask for referrals and we ask for reviews, When's the best time to do that? Right when the value has been recognized. It's not at the end of the sales all the time. It's at different point. Once they have that aha moment and that value has been recognized, hey, who else do you know and care about that needs to know this information? If you create a nice client experience and do what you need to do, the word of mouth business will continue to build. But once again, you have to ask for it. If you don't ask somebody to do something for you, the probability they're going to do it is near zero. If you ask them to do it, the probability that they're going to do it, it's sky high. On Twitter or X, if this is an old statistic, but people that ask people to retweet what they put out were 3 times more likely to get it retweeted. So understand, if you ask somebody to do something, they may do it, they might not do it, but if you don't ask them to do it, they're not going to do it. And then identify new opportunities. That doesn't mean new opportunities to leave your business model and go do something else. That means identify new opportunities within the business model to create, more revenue, more income, more growth, more scalability options, more marketing ideas, whatever it might be. Once again, always, always, always thinking about your business, how to make it better. And build a list. This is like 101 stuff, building a list, but you'd be surprised how many agents don't have a list. Why is a list important? Because you're always adding to it. That person that you talked to 3 weeks ago that you don't have on a list, you have no idea who that person is now. So build a list, stay in front of that list, and at the right time, at the right point, people will start raising their hand. Once again, if you go into a room full of 100 people, somebody's going to need dentistry work, somebody's going to need new tires, but not everybody at the same time. So your list allows you to get in front of people, stay in front of people, and get in front of them at the right time with the right message where they raise their hand. And diversify your lineup. We have got what I call a buffet style model. And we created this to allow our partners to have the opportunity to make money, gravitate towards what they want to specialize, pick and choose what they want to include in their model. But also I did that because I wanted to create a model where if you're not making money, it's on you. I don't want anybody to come back and say, I didn't have the opportunity to do this. I didn't have this in front of me. You have everything that you need in this model now to make 6, 7 figures. The only person standing in your way of doing it is you. And then build passive income streams. Now, this doesn't mean go out and buy like dividend paying stocks. Yeah, you want to do all those things just like we tell our clients to do. But this means use your business to create an asset that will pay you. It's the difference between production and distribution. A producer has to start over every single month. Person who builds distribution has an asset that pays them whether they're actively involved in the business or not. And then get organized. This is going to help you guys not only, once again, help yourself, but help your clients, help your partners. Everybody right now, that you meet, they've got a lot of information flying at them at lightning speed. What is that information? How are they digesting it? How are they computing it? What's going on in their head? Because they're confused. And when you get organized and you declutter all the misinformation, you put in the factual information, once again, it'll help your business. It will help you talk to your partners. It will help you talk to your clients. And it will help you talk to your prospects for the most important part of this business, which is time management of disqualifying or qualifying. And then understanding the risk rewards of what you do. So yesterday was a Duke basketball game. I'm a big Duke basketball fan. So it was at 8 o'clock Eastern. I made sure that I had everything done leading up to that so I could watch and enjoy the game. What's the reward of that? Well, I didn't push anything off. What's the risk of not doing that? Well, now I have stuff piling up. If you have stuff piling up from days and days and days ago, that list gets very, very long. You get overwhelmed and you start to shut down. What's the reward of going to the bar in the middle of the day and drinking? What's the risk of doing that to your business? Your business requires your time, requires your organization, it requires your effort. The more time, organization, effort you take away from your business, the less probability your business is going to be there in a meaningful state for you. And then be creative. Think about how to get in front of people with a message that we have, but in a creative way. And that's where AI comes in. You might not be the most creative person, but if you instruct AI on how to, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. This is my message that I've created. Help me with different types of messages that will stop somebody in their tracks, have them pay attention and respond back to me. Find something that works and then just use it until it becomes stale. Get focused. There's a lot of distractions out every single day. When you get focused on your business, when you get focused on your goals, when you get focused on your partners, on your clients, and you have these big goals, these little excuses, they just don't make their way into the thought process anymore. Because why? You got your mission management, you got your time management, you got your energy management, all, kind of in a way that's feeding your business in a meaningful way. Prepare to make sacrifices. This is not hard to understand. You either have to make sacrifices for your business or your business becomes the sacrifice. So understand that it requires effort, requires time, it requires planning, it requires grit. All of those things equal some type of sacrifice. Doesn't mean you have to sacrifice your life. It just means you have to make small sacrifices for the benefit of your business. And if you do that, your business will grow, it'll flourish, it'll give you everything that you want. If you're not prepared to make sacrifices, like I just said, unfortunately, your goals, your dreams, and your business actually becomes the sacrifice. Be consistent. So this is one of the biggest problems I see in entrepreneurs trying to build businesses. I've had people come in and they've just done an incredible job for 90 days. And they disappear for a few weeks and they'll come back. That start and stop motion is like you never started in the first place. So understand what you're going to give to your business and come consistently. It's like a boxer that comes out and throws everything in round one and has nothing left in round two. They're going to get knocked out. So you got to be consistent. You got to come with what that you're going to bring to the table, and you have to do it every single day. And the last part of the training today is going to go through for the last few minutes how to get ahead. Remember, this is a competitive world. There's a lot of people internally. There's a lot of people externally that are your competition. How do you get ahead? What am I talking about here? Who wants to be an average to low performer? Hopefully none of you guys. We want to be top performers. We want to be high performers. So what do high performers or top performers bring to the table? What do they do every day that low performers don't? Let's go through a quick list. They understand where their leads are coming from. If you wake up in the morning, you have no idea where you're going to get your leads from, that is a huge obstacle to your business. You have to sit down, you have to plan, you have to prepare. Where am I going to get my leads from? Because once you create a stool that has multiple legs of lead generation and you have leads coming in, you've fixed probably a problem that probably I would say 70+% of people in financial services struggle with. So lead generation will create either a low performer or a high performer, depending on what are the leads, where are they coming from, and how many do I have. You got to execute every single day. We talked about this earlier. It's not about how you feel, but it's about what you bring to the table and how you execute every day. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. When you're there, like we said earlier, quote unquote, in the batter's box, ready to take your at bat, you got to execute. You got to get your swings in. You got to make sure that you're paying attention, get the right pitch to hit it out of the ballpark. Guys, we're not making friends here. I mean, naturally, your clients and your partners, a lot of them are already going to become your friends. But if you're in the habit of making friends on the front side, this doesn't mean that you're not making connections. What I'm talking about is enabling people, babying people, and becoming their friend over their advisor. So we're not in this business to make friends. That's going to be a byproduct of what we do. We're here to make our clients, our partners, and ourselves money. High performers, top performers understand that. This, by not becoming too friendly with them, it'll allow you to establish authority. What does this mean? This means that the person I'm talking to, I want them to understand I'm the right person for them to talk to. I have the solutions to their problems, whether it's a partner or a client. I want to establish authority so when it's time to take the next action step, I've got them entrenched, I've got them understanding, I've got them ready. High performers, top performers establish authority early on in the conversation. Once you establish authority, it allows you to take the conversation in a way where you can be assertive, not aggressive. Remember, aggressive means you're getting kind of combative with people. Assertive means you understand, I'm the right person to talk to. I've got the solution for your problem. We've talked about how solving this problem would be such a great thing for you in your life and open up so many doors. And now it's time for me to be assertive and take them to that next action step. Top performers understand they're not going to be too friendly. They're going to establish authority, and they're going to be assertive when it comes time for the action step. Disqualify, disqualify, disqualify. If you are not in the habit of disqualifying people that you should, you're not protecting your most valuable resource, which is your time. You have to get a return on that time, whether it's 30 seconds, 3 minutes, 13 minutes. I don't care what the interval of time is. Once you found out that red card is pulled out and they're disqualified, it's time to move on. You're doing them a disservice and you're doing yourself a disservice by continuing the conversation with a person that either can't help, they don't want to be helped, or they don't have the resources to be helped. Be next step obsessed. This means that every single thing that you do, you have a goal, whether you're sending a text, a direct message, a phone call, presentation, whatever it is. What is the goal? What are you trying to get out of this? That's the next action step, and be obsessed. Remember, if you leave stuff up to the other side, that's cracks in the table. Stuff falls through the cracks. What's falling through? Revenue, income, growth, your goals, your dreams, those things that you want. So whether it's a call, whether it's a next appointment, whether it's something they need to do for themselves, you're establishing the next action step, and you're getting that done on that meeting, that call, that text, whatever it might be. And finally, I just want to leave you guys with, before we get into some closing thoughts, this is a game. And once you understand that, it's a lot easier to go through the motions. If you're going to get upset about everybody who says no, take everything personally, this is going to be a really, really hard business for you to build. Once you understand it's a game, top performers understand it's a game, and you need to enjoy that game. So enjoying the game means that you're flying through the numbers, you're disqualifying, you're spending the time with the people that you should, and that you are getting the successes, you're getting the failures, you're getting the approvals, you're getting the rejections, but it's a game, and it's a numbers game. You're going to enjoy it. And once you understand it's a numbers game, it's easy to improve, grow, build, and scale your business. Last couple slides I just want to go through, guys. If you feel stuck, take a stand. Make this like a line in the sand kind of moment. Why am I telling you this? Because all of your problems involve you. So are you addicted to comfort? Are you addicted to rationalizing your situation and justifying your positions? If you do, that's not going to allow you to get outside the bubble. What is that bubble? That bubble is the comfort zone. Most of the growth, personally and professionally, is going to happen outside that comfort zone. You're either growing or dying. It's growth or decay. Become your biggest fan. So yes, you need to get used to, taking a stand, drawing a line in the sand, but become your biggest fan, especially in the beginning of your business. You need to celebrate small victories and then learn how to turn problems into projects. Don't dwell on problems, dwell on solutions. This is a people business. This is a contact business. And once you understand, that's a lot easier to go out and have the conversations, ask the questions, get involved, and see who you can help. There's a lot of people that need our services on the partner or the client side. Get in front of the right people, develop personas, go after them, and then follow up, follow up, follow up. If you do a lot of the things that we present in this training today with our business model, the different components, with the ability to earn, production, distribution, bonuses, override spreads, equity, all these things, there are absolutely no limits. You will win if you decide that you want to and you go to work to earn it.